Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I'm your tarot reader Stephanie, and today's reading is about what your crush thinks about you. We're going to be tapping into how your crush views you, as well as any more specific questions and whether they will make a move or not. But before we move on, I'd like to talk about today's sponsor for this video, Better Sleep. I don't tell many people this, but I actually do fall asleep to things like binaural beats and guided meditations. So when I heard about the Better Sleep app, I got really excited to test it out, and my results were really interesting. My favorite are the guided sleep hypnosis and meditations that can help you drift off into sleep and experience a deeper, more fulfilling sleep. There are over 300 sounds for you to customize and fall asleep to, including ASMR, white noise, binaural beats, and even nature noises. Let Better Sleep help you fall asleep faster. You can use my link in the description below to try 7 days for free. The 5 piles here for you today. Pile 1, we have the Smoky Quartz Heart and the Shadowscapes Tarot. Pile 2, we have this Moon Agate and the Ethereal Visions Tarot. Pile 3, we have this Selenite Heart and the Accurate AF Tarot. Pile 4, we have a Flower Agate Palm Stone and the Cat Tarot. And pile 5, we have this Clear Quartz Crystal and the Adventure Tarot. So take a few deep breaths, think of your crush, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the Sodalite Heart and the Shadowscapes Tarot, and we have a reading here for you about what your crush thinks about you. It's been a minute since I've done these readings about crushes, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to tap into some oracles first, and then we're going to go into the tarot to ask more specific questions. So for my pile 1, what does their crush think of them? What do they think when they see pile 1? We have Flower of Life, source number 31. They see you as very interconnected. Whether this is like you make a good networking person or you know a lot of people. Another way of seeing this, if they know you're more spiritual, they know that you're very connected to source. I heard that you're connected to your heart. Maybe that's how this person sees you. We also have sweetness. They definitely see you as very sweet. Back of the deck we have love. They see you as a very loving person, which is really, I love this energy. So far they see you very positively. Pile 1. We have Archangel Jeremiel, Reflections, Dreams, Visions, number 11. So maybe I do feel like this person views you as like a very psychic type. Like a very spiritual person, especially if you have a platform where you share these things. I'm thinking of the people who like to channel, because a lot of my favorite YouTubers are actually channelers, like the ones that just kind of channel intuitive advice. No cards, sometimes cards, but usually no cards. Let's get one more card for you, pile 1. We have Louis Han, Devotion. They also see that you're a very devoted person. You're devoted to love in its every form and its every aspect. This person recognizes this or sees this. Back of the deck, Hell, Judgment. I do feel that they're afraid of being judged by you. It's almost like they see a very lovely vulnerability, but at the same time, they'd be afraid of you judging them if they were to ever do something that you wouldn't agree with. Because it's almost like, you know how when you see, not to compare you to a dog here, pile 1, but if I am, it's in the best way possible. You know how you want the animals to like you, because if an animal likes you, that means that you're cool, because animals like sense energy. That's what I'm getting. This person wants you to like them, because it's like, if pile 1 likes me, then I must be, good. I must be cool. That's what I'm getting. It's like you always want the dog to come to you. You always want the cat to hang around you, especially cats, because cats, you can't bribe them with anything, or they're not as easy to bribe as like dogs. Dogs, you just got to have a piece of chicken in your hand and they come running straight to you. But this is what I'm getting. This person wants you to like them, because if you like them, then that means that there's something pure about their soul, or at the very least, cool about them, which is really interesting. Okay, let's get more cards for you, pile pile 1, we have wisdom, open. They see you as very open-minded. I feel like this person actually really likes your spiritual abilities, because I feel like a lot of you do have them. A lot of people who come to these tarot readings usually do. So this could just be confirmation. We have illumination and express. This person could feel very safe telling you about certain things that they don't tell other people. Back of the deck, soften. And you definitely soften them up. It's almost like your energy is so sweet, pure, and loving that they can't help but be really... It's almost... I mean, look at her. She looks like she's melting. Maybe they literally melt around you. We also have escape and unknown. It's almost like this person sees you as a little bit of a gateway. So I feel like that would be the only concern I have with your crush, is that they see that you're very open-minded. They see that you're very spiritual. They see that you're very, very kind, very loving. And they almost like want to have you be their escape. It's likely that this crush may have a crush back, but maybe that's the only way they ever intend to have it, is like in their dreams, in their mind. Like they like the fantasy here. But if it would ever be anything more than that, I guess we'll see in the tarot. But this person likes your wisdom, your open-mindedness. I feel like they have a fun time anytime that they get to be around you, or that they get to speak to you. Because I feel like there's a lot of conversation going on here. Like the only way that they would know all of this about you is if they've gotten to know you on a one-to-one basis. Is like if they've ever, if you've ever had like a really deep conversation, which is really interesting. So far, amazing energy here, pile 1. This is how your crush views you. So let's go ahead, and I want to get into the tarot to ask more specifically what they like about you. What do they think about you? For my pile 1s. I feel like a lot of you could be very talkative as well, because the sodalite is a throat chakra stone. At least I want to say it is. It's been a while since I've worked with it. And we had the express card in your oracle, so you could be very expressive verbally or in other ways. So pile 1, how does your crush view you? What do they think of you? Let's start with physically. What do they think of you physically? Ace of Cups. Yes, they like what they see. They like what they see. They think you're very conventionally attractive. In fact, it could be your physical looks what started this connection. Like maybe they thought you were really, really attractive, so they had to say something, or they wanted to approach you. I feel like this person doesn't just approach anybody. Like they have to either be physically into somebody, or be interested, or just feel out the vibes. This person, I'm kind of getting from them that they don't just approach anybody, which I know sounds odd. I don't think this person has many... I mean, I don't want to say that they don't have many friends, but it could be like they have a very small, closed off circle. What do they think of you internally? So this is mentally and emotionally. How do they think of your personality? We have the Temperance card. Again, very spiritual. They love this about you. This person could have either like Venus in the 9th house, or like Sagittarius in the 7th house, which would make them Gemini rising, possibly Taurus rising, because the houses don't always match up. Like they can be on the cusp of something. For example, I have 3 signs in my 7th house. I have Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio. Late Virgo, early Scorpio, and all of Libra. But this person definitely sees you as very, very esoteric. They love your spirituality. I feel like they're very interested and intrigued by that. And they love your conversation. I feel like they enjoy talking with you about very, very complex concepts. Like I feel like you both talk about a lot of weird things that they can't really speak to with other people. Okay, next question. I want to ask this like a yes or no kind of question, which is, are they attracted to you in a sensual way? And I don't know why that's being brought up, because at first I wanted to see what part of you, what they find very sexy about you, but I'm being told to phrase it differently here. You have the Page of Pentacles. So I'm actually getting that even if you're not physically their type, like everything else kind of knocks that out of the way. So regardless of what you look like they kind of don't care about that. They care more about, because I know I said that they find you attractive, like that's definitely like a key factor here. But for example, maybe you're not the height that they like, or maybe you don't have like certain attributes that they prefer in partners that they seek out physically. But I feel like that doesn't matter to them because they like everything else about you. This would definitely be a connection, like where if you were to get physically intimate together, it wouldn't be about, oh, look at that hot body. No, they don't care about that. It would definitely be something very emotionally and sacred, which I feel like a lot of you may actually like that. So next question, are they going to come forward and make a move, say something, ask you out? Will they take action on this? Yes, the Star. Give it time. But this is a definite yes. They do have hope that it will happen at some point, at some time. I don't know how long you've known this person or how long you've known this crush, but this is a very positive yes. I feel like they're going to come through. You could manifest them. Maybe they're manifesting you. And the last question, anything else we need to know about them? For my pile 1. We have the King of Cups. Okay, so they're not big on emotions, and yet, back of the deck, Page of Swords. Mostly because they've never been able to express their emotions. But there's something about you that makes them feel that they will be able to come out of that. I feel like this person hasn't had many long-term relationships, or even if they have, they felt very restricted by them, like they would not be very emotionally open. It's like they would be in a connection where they've been emotionally unavailable, and somehow here either that will continue or that will shift. Because if there's somebody who could shift an emotionally unavailable person here, pile 1, it's you. That's not to say that you're meant to take on the emotional labor, by the way. It's just that they really adore a lot of aspects about you, and your energy feels so transcendent and very, like it amplifies a lot of things. I feel like this may be a connection where they're actually able to open up. But that remains to be seen, because I feel like there's several things that have to happen. Several sequences that have not yet happened within this connection to be able to unlock this. So it's like it's a big thing for them. And I feel like it's going to be interesting to get to know each other on a deeper level, because I feel like for a lot of you this will happen. Signs coming through, I already mentioned Sagittarius, but we also have Aquarius here with the Star. The King of Cups is any water sign, so Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, especially if those signs are in planets that are in difficult aspects or in difficult houses, which is kind of, I mean, I don't want to believe that there's such thing as a difficult house in astrology, but sometimes like a planet doesn't like to be in a certain house, or it doesn't express itself very naturally there, or easily, I guess. It doesn't express itself easily. I'm thinking of like Moon in the 12th house, which is actually what I have. But yeah, I feel like in this connection, your crush definitely thinks a lot of positive things about you, pile 1. And it's likely for a lot of you that this will happen at some point. When, I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and get your closing advice. I have the Let Go Oracle as well as some dice. And so these dice can be a little loud. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a warning to turn down the volume. We have 4th house, we have Mercury and Cancer. Yeah, I was kind of getting Cancerian energy from them, like very loving energy. Also, they could be, but like a repressed Cancer, like repressed emotions. This would be a Cancer with like a difficult moon, or a moon that is not naturally very emotional, but because they're a Cancer, they feel it like 10 times strongly, so it's like a big deal to them. The 4th house is family as well as the home, so family or their home space could be very important, as well as Mercury. Lots of communication. I feel like you and this person enjoy conversation. You enjoy speaking. They could have Mercury in Cancer in the 4th house or Mercury in the 4th house Okay, so you got this card with the butterfly. Discard any fears of success and be willing to offer more than is expected of you. I feel like for some of you, you may feel like it's not that you don't believe that this connection would work out. It's more like you're focusing on your success, and maybe this connection for some of you may feel like a distraction. But I'm hearing you can have it all if you really wanted to, which is really interesting. But this is where I leave it, Pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 2. If you chose the moon-shaped agate, then not only do you get the background of cicadas in the night, you also get your reading here about how your person thinks about you. What does your crush think about you? What are their views and opinions on you? We're going to go into the oracles to see how they view you, and then we're going to ask more in depth how they see you in specific areas and if this is likely to happen as a thing. So I'm going to start with the oracles for you, my lovely Pile 2. The cicadas are really loud for me. I don't know if the mic can pick it up in this video. It's always surprising what comes through. And I guess it depends on like what you are using to listen to this as well. So Pile 2. Okay, we got Medusa protection and Allah virtue. Interesting, because these feel like very separate energies, but interestingly, Allah also has a snake around her neck. I'm actually going to read from the book for her because I'm not very familiar with her. The Medusa is known as the, is it a, what do they call her? Gorgon? A creature. I don't want to call her a monster. But she's known for turning people to stone by looking at them. So there's something here about you having a little bit rough around the edges is what I'm seeing for you, Pile 2. So let's go ahead and get more cards for you. It's almost like you protect yourself, or you're very guarded. We have Archangel Uriel, illumination, ideas into form, inner power, number 4. Some of you could have some really lovely hair, especially if it's more natural, like if you have curly hair, or I'm hearing kinky hair for some of you. If you keep your hair very natural and a little bit more quote wild looking, that's not meant to be taken negatively, by the way. I feel like this person is really interested or drawn to your hair somehow. This will definitely resonate for you. This person really does pay attention to a lot of what you're wearing as well, because I keep being drawn to like their necks. This guy doesn't have anything around his neck, but he does have a I don't know if that's the t-shirt design or if that's a pendant, but I'm even thinking of the jacket. This person could be into clothing and fashion because I feel like they may care a lot about what you wear. We have pain. They see you as very guarded. I don't know where they know you from or what you've been going through, but I feel like this person understands that you maybe have suffered more than you should, which is really interesting. I keep hearing that they like your natural hair, so if you do anything to your hair, they're probably gonna like the more natural version of it. We have Rose Feminine 19. Back of the deck, transition, archway. It's almost like for a lot of you, there's some sort of transition here, a little transition from being in a painful period of your life to being more receptive, more feminine, more soft. I feel like they've seen you go from somebody who was very guarded and kept to themselves, or even didn't speak much. I feel like they think that you thought you were too good for everybody, but it's almost like they've seen you open up a lot. And I don't know what the glow up was. I don't know what instigated this, but they've seen you change a lot. And it's almost like they're coming around to seeing your type of beauty as an actual beauty. And not to say that you were never beautiful before. It's more like You know, when one day you're just looking at someone and you recognize like, wow, they're actually really, really good looking. This is how your crush sees you. I feel like maybe they didn't recognize it at first. Maybe they weren't interested, but now they see it, which is really, really interesting. Especially if you're in an area or if you're somewhere where you don't get to dress very feminine, for my femmes out there, or where you can't be in feminine energy. I'm thinking of, like, for example, the gym. You might just wear gym wear, which isn't really, like, I don't care how much pink you wear. You can't convince me that gym wear is feminine in any way, shape, or form, as much as you try. Or even, like, if you work and you have to wear a uniform, maybe you can't really dress feminine, is what I'm getting. And by the way, I'm talking about energies. I'm not necessarily talking about genders here. So even if you're a guy, let's say you work at a tire shop, it's hard to look dashing and good at a tire shop because you have to wear, you know, clothes that are going to get greasy. That's what I'm thinking of. It's like dressing up in a button down and slacks versus dressing up in everyday workwear. We have womb. We have illumination. It's interesting that illumination has come through twice. I feel like this person, I don't know how aware they are of energy or of auras, the traditional definition of aura where you see like a light around somebody. But I feel like they might be able to pick up on when you actually do light up a room. I feel like they acknowledge that you walk into a room and you light it up. People see you, people talk about you, and they light up. You literally light up people. And I don't know if they feel the same way. But they recognize that aspect of you, pile 2. We have boundary, but you're still you keep to yourself. It's like you're a hard nut to crack, because when people are able to get you to open, you have a very lovely, soft energy, but you keep it hidden to yourself, or you only reserve it for very specific people. And they're aware of this. I don't know if they've been able to see this side of you, or if they're just like acknowledging that you don't open up to just anybody and connect. I do get the feeling back of the deck is magic. Yeah, I feel like they may be catching on to the fact that you are magic, pile 2. But I feel like for a lot of you, this person wants to connect on a deeper level, but they don't know. I'm kind of, especially with boundary here, it's like they don't know what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. They don't know what your boundaries are, and they're kind of afraid to push them because they're almost like, well, I don't want to bother pile 2, but it would be cool to get to know them on this level, especially if you share things in common. And especially, you know what I'm getting? You know, when kids are young, you know, when they're only like, I don't know, 0 to right before puberty, before girls are girls and boys are boys and all that jazz. It's like all kids will hang out with each other because there's no acknowledgement of like the differences in genders. And then at some point, like the boys and the girls stop playing together because they can't play together. So the guys will hang out with guys and the girls will hang out with girls. That's what I'm getting. It's a similar energy here where they don't know if they should hang out with you because they think you're cool, or if they should just leave you alone, because I see that this person wants to connect. I feel like they're interested, but they don't know if having a friendship with you is a good idea. And why that is, I'm not sure, but it's kind of like, I feel like they don't want to make you uncomfortable. Because, like I said, you're very guarded. And they also may have heard certain things about you, because Medusa, she's a very interesting myth. The myth of her is that she was what would be the appropriate word to say on YouTube here? She was not treated very well by Poseidon. And then Athena turned her into the monster that turns people into stone. But it's kind of like she wasn't treated fairly, and people misinterpret and misrepresent her. And lately in our world, in the human world, she's become a symbol of a survivor of, you know, heinous things. So I feel like they may even know of some of your background and they don't know how to approach that, or maybe it's kind of hard to ignore. It's kind of like there's an elephant in the room whenever they're around you. I kind of want to know where you know this person from. With womb, I'm mostly getting that, especially if you are a mother, if you've had kids, they find that part of you to be very attractive in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if it's because of the way your body has changed, or if you just make like a really great parent, a great mother here. But let me read for Allah. From the book, Allah is the Igbo goddess of the earth, morality, and fertility. She is the creator of the living and the queen of the dead, who holds the souls of the dead in her sacred womb. Oh, interesting. She is a guardian of morality and passes judgment on humans' actions. She punishes transgressions and misdeeds by sending an army of ants to attack those who break the rules. They attack in nightmares first, so the offender has the opportunity to reform their behavior. That is so interesting. That is so interesting. So it's interesting that she is a goddess of fertility and holds the souls of the dead in her sacred womb. Maybe some of you have been through, I'm thinking of like a miscarriage for some of you. And maybe this person acknowledges it and they kind of want to be there for you, or they want to speak to you about it, or maybe they even have questions about it. Like, I don't know. That was very specific. You do not have to accept that. You don't have to resonate with that, of course. That's going to be for a few of you. But there's something really interesting here about this dynamic. This person is very considerate. I will say that. This person, whoever you're thinking of, is a very considerate person. But with that said, let's move on to the tarot, because I'm more keen to know what your crush thinks of you, because this crush sounds like a pretty interesting and awesome person, if they're able to think of you in that way. Okay, so we are using the Ethereal Visions Tarot for you, pile 2. Okay, so what do they think of you physically? We have the Four of Swords. They think you look tired. And I feel like this is more in the moment right now, or maybe from where they know you, especially if you know them from somewhere like work. Maybe they only ever see you when you're exhausted, or even the gym, you know, especially after you've done like an hour or more of whatever it is that you do at the gym. I feel like this person sees you as, if not tired, then in a resting kind of posture. Like they see you as very chill. So either tired or chill, and there's no in between, which is really interesting. For some of you, this person may have seen you in bed, which I guess if you're on social media and you post a lot of stuff from like your bed, I guess that would make sense. But this is so interesting. I feel like they see you this way, as very reposed. Another way of that I'm being told to read this is that you hide what you're going through very well. Like people wouldn't expect you to go or have gone through the things that you've been through. The second question is how they view you internally, mentally, emotionally, etc. Oh, okay, geez. We have Seven of Swords, Ten of Cups, Two of Swords. It's like you can't be happy because somebody here did something. This is so crazy. How do they know this about you, pile 2? I feel like this person could even be a close friend for a lot of you. Seven of Swords reversed is like there is some sort of deception, but it's not your fault, or it has nothing to do with you. Ten of Cups is like you're only trying to do what's best for I swear this was a commercial from Gerber. It's like, I only want what's best for my baby. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Maybe for some of you have gone through like a miscarriage or something like that. But if not that, then you're trying to live out your best life, whatever the version of that is for you, pile 2. And then the Two of Swords, it's like you don't talk a lot about certain things. And I feel like they want to. Like they really want to be able to speak about certain things with you, but they will not bring up the subject unless you want to do so. Like I said, this person is very considerate. It's like, again, how do you address the elephant in the room when it's not yours to address? This is what I'm getting from this person. They want to talk so badly about certain things, but they will not bring it up just due to the fact that they respect you a lot. The third question is how they view you on a sensual level. On a physically intimate level, if at all, for pile 2. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Oh yes, absolutely. They, for whatever reason, they just assume that if they got with you, the getting would be good. Because the Queen of Pentacles is very much very sensual energy. Think Taurus, think Virgo, think Capricorn energy. Very comforting, very nurturing, very reassuring. I'm hearing pulling all the stops, whatever that may mean for some of you. So this person would imagine that you're just like, I'm hearing once you hit it, you don't want to quit it. What is this person? I swear it's like I'm curious about this person. This has to be like a friend or someone that you've at least known for a long time. Because I'm seeing like a transgression of from what you used to be to what you are now. And certain issues that they know you're going through, pile 2. And if none of this is resonating, by all means, do choose another pile or only take what is relevant to you. The next question is going to be, will they make a move on you? Will they make a move? Will they do anything? Will they come forward? The artist, I'm hearing, oh, okay, I'm hearing no. I'm also being told to read from the book for its specific meaning. Because this card, the artist, is, it's a special card made specifically for ethereal visions. I'm just going to read the keywords, and it says unstable, judgmental, restless, and greedy. I'm hearing no because mostly the instability that this connection would have. It's like, I feel like there's no right time for the both of you to have anything. Or even if you did try, it's like it just wouldn't work out due to timing, due to logistics, due to not having the energy to be able to focus on each other. It's almost like it'd be great because I feel like there would be a really deep connection, but it's just, I don't feel like it would work out for several reasons. Mostly the instability. Mostly the fact that I feel like this person has other stuff going on, and so do you. So really interesting. Especially, like I said, for those of you who have children, I feel like this person knows that you would want to dedicate your time to them, and you wouldn't have time for them, which is fair. Really interesting energy. The next question is going to be anything else we need to know about your crush? Anything else? For some of you, you could be older because sometimes queen energy could also be like a more mature energy. Not just, you know, emotionally mature, but like mature in general. So the king and queens to me are always like much older. And then the pages and knights are usually younger or young in spirit or inexperienced. Okay, so we have the 8 of Pentacles. You will keep knowing this person for some time. It's like the universe keeps bringing you two together. So it's kind of like there is hope for this, but I wouldn't hang on to it, pile 2, just because right now you're both focused on your own accomplishments, your own goals, your own whatever. But I do feel like you're going to be knowing this person for some time. It wouldn't surprise me if you know them for years. I feel like you already have, and the universe will keep bringing them back around, at least for moral support, at least as a friend. Back of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. You two enjoy speaking. If you do speak, you do enjoy speaking to each other. 6 of Pentacles. Right now, there's a lot of instability between the both of you, and it's like you don't really have many options but to focus on what you've got going on, which is so interesting. I'm very curious as to who this is, because I feel like for a lot of you, it's got to be a friend or somebody that you've known for some time. So, for my pile 2, I'm going to do the Astro Dice, and these can get loud, so this is my warning to you to lower the volume before I throw them. You have Sagittarius, 3rd house, and Uranus. Neptune. Some of you could have Neptune in Sagittarius, which is actually this would be the generation before me, I think, because I have Neptune in Capricorn. So if you were born in like the late 80s, you would have Neptune in Sagittarius. It could be in the 3rd house, but the 3rd house is communication. I feel like this is a person that even if you live far apart from each other, you'll still keep in contact, especially through social media, or maybe you're part of the group chat or something along those lines. Or if this is more professional, if this is somebody that you know from your profession, then you'll keep them in your contact list because you may have questions every now and then about certain things that you both do in your same field. Sagittarius, like I said, this is traveling energy. So some of you could travel a lot, or it could be something long distance. And Neptune, Oh, okay, I guess you get two. And the Neptune card is interesting because I feel like you may even dream or have like a telepathic thing with this person. It's like you just get each other without really meaning to, without really trying. And I feel like that's why you end up becoming friends. Like I have a hard time believing that you're not at least friends here, pile 2. So you got 2 cards, and they both look like she's got water on her face, like she's washing her face. The first one is let go of all aversions, meet every challenge, and flow with life. And the second one says, let go of all limitations. You are creating a goddess through living your life. Who is she? Who is she, pile 2? This is you. So let go of all limitations. I feel like this is a weird pile because I feel like this is a pile where like eventually in the future you could end up getting together and having something, but that's like a big if. It's like fate is in your hands, it's in their hands as well. And maybe right now you're just going through something that would prevent you from actually having anything. But this feels like a friendship that could deepen into something more. That said, I don't want you to hold on to the hope if you don't have any for it, or if like I don't want you to stop your life for this person. It's more like keep doing you, and if things work out, that's great. If not, then we can just move on here. But I feel like with let go of all aversions, the aversion here is the whole notion that this may or may not work out. Like, don't worry about it. Just keep pushing through and we'll see where this takes us, which is a really interesting message to be getting in this kind of reading. But this is where I leave it, pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the selenite heart, then we have your reading here for how your crush thinks about you, what do they think about you, as well as any actions they may take towards you, if any. So we're going to start with the oracles to get a view of how they view you, and then we're going to ask more specific questions with the tarot later on. So let's go ahead and start for you, pile 3. Your person could be a morning person, or maybe you're a morning person. It could also just be that this is when you see them. This could be the time of the day that you see them the most. Because I've been filming a lot at night lately, but this morning I got up and I just felt so good. Me personally, I'm a morning person. And the energy I'm getting from both your crush and from you is that you're go-getters. Like, the more time you can make for yourself, the better. So you got 2 cards. We have renewal with butterfly, number 16, and dynamic with yin yang. Yeah, like I said, there's something here about being go-getters. Like, by that I mean you like a fresh start to something. When you have a fresh start, when you have a blank slate, then you can accomplish more than when you don't have much else going on. You could be the kind of person or people who, and I used to get this, like my mom used to say this all the time, and I honestly didn't understand, but she would say that she always feels more comfortable in a clean room, that with the bed made and everything just being, think of a hotel, like everything being clean. Not saying that I don't like clean, but it's kind of like, to me, if it's not clean, I'll clean it up later. But for you, you may just need things to be a specific way, because I'm getting kind of perfectionist energy. This could also be how your person sees you. We have Melchizedek, number 23, spiritual development, study, law of attraction. Back of the deck, we have Archangel Jophiel, joy, radiance, inspiration, and the number 9. Yeah, perfectionist tendencies here. Maybe you're just used to a certain way of living that you will not lower your standards at all here, pile 3. Or at least this is how they view you. We also have Nut, fertility. Nut or Nut. I'm pretty sure her name is pronounced Nut, but correct me if I'm wrong. She is the ancient Egyptian sky goddess. Pile 3. Oh, I have the wrong deck. I am sorry, that was for another reading. Okay. It's funny because we have, for whatever reason, you may make your person feel incompetent, because I'm over here reading your energy and I feel like I'm not worthy and I keep messing up. We have pain. I'm hearing no pain, no gain. You may know your person from the gym. You may know your person from somewhere where you have to do a lot of hard work. So it could be your career. If you have like a really intense or challenging career, this is where you could know them from. But overall, I see someone who's a go-getter, someone who needs things to do and be a certain way. Oh my gosh, I really do feel like your person feels incompetent around you, because the more I tap into your energy pile 3, or the energy of how your person views you, the more I like mess up without meaning to. It's like, my goodness. So you have that energy where you make people nervous, and because they believe that you expect perfection, it kind of makes them mess up even more or not want to try. Because I see you as a very attractive person, a really positive person even, but I feel like you intimidate people by your expectations of others or of things in general. We have love. We have celebrate. We have womb. Interesting that fertility and womb came through here. Some of you could be pregnant, but maybe you have a crush anyway. That's not everybody. Or if you've already had children and this person has seen you go through a pregnancy, maybe that's got something to do with it. Which I know is weird, but that came out in a different pile as well. I don't know who here is has had a crush while they were pregnant before, but I guess that's coming through. Another way of seeing this is that they believe you would make a really great mother, or they believe you have like childbearing hips, or that you would make a great parent if you're not a woman here. In fact, if you're not a woman and you're more of a straight man, I feel like this person would like to, you know, have your babies. And if none of that applies to you, you do not have to accept it, of course. Even though now I'm thinking of Trixie. Trixie Mattel, and how she's always going around saying, I want that hot, potent dad. Fill in the blanks. Take that as it resonates. I don't know what that's for. I've never really channeled any of the drag queen. Well, no, I channel RuPaul frequently, but other than RuPaul, I don't think I've ever channeled Trixie on my YouTube videos. So, pile 3. I think you're actually really funny, but it kind of catches people off guard, because like I said, you have like this perfectionist tendency that when people see your sense of humor, it kind of throws them off, and that actually makes them like you more. We have practice, and this one wanted to come out to work. Yeah, what did I say? So I have workaholic energy from you, pile 3. Maybe you go back and forth between being like really serious, really in the workspace, being very, I'm hearing on guard or on point. It's like you're always doing something, and people assume, or at least your crush assumes, that you're very perfectionist, but then they see this lovelier side of you, like when you soften up, when you joke around, when you smile. I feel like that's where they kind of melt a little bit. It's like, oh, okay, pile 3 is not as much of a hard ass as I thought they would be. Because that's when you come off, pile 3. You come off as a bit of a hard ass. Which is funny, because I do feel like people find you very attractive. Especially with the fertility card and the love card over here. I feel like some people may wonder if you have children. Like maybe you give off really strong mom or dad energy here. So pile 3, I feel like your crush has mixed feelings, but low-key, for some of you, your crush may be looking for like a motherly kind of figure, like a nurturing figure. This is really interesting, but I feel like you're definitely a different one, is what I'm hearing. With practice and work, again, perfectionist. You're very perfectionist. You could also be, maybe for some of you, you are a trainer of some sort, a teacher, a coach, somebody who wants to improve other people, which again would explain why people feel incompetent around you. I'm thinking of like let's say you work out on your own at home and you do just fine, but then you go to the gym and you get a trainer and suddenly it's like your body doesn't know how to move. That's what I'm getting for some of you. Same thing in the workspace. Maybe at home you do your work just fine, but then you get to work and it's like, that's how you make your crush feel. For some of you, it could be the other way around, but for a lot of you, you make your crush feel incompetent, and that just keeps coming through very strongly. And I'm sure you don't mean to do that. This is just the effect you have on people. But it's funny because I do feel like there's a really nice side to you that maybe a lot of people don't get to see, or it kind of throws them off when they see that from you, pile 3. So with that said, also some of you could be a little bit older because Milky Deck here is got that silver fox thing going on. And Jophiel doesn't look older, but she is giving like bombshell vibes. So whichever makes more sense here for you, pile 3. Let's go ahead and move on to the tarot to see more specifically what your crush thinks about you. You do leave very strong impressions on people. I am hearing that. So first question is going to be what they think of you physically. We're talking about your looks, your clothes, your face, your body. What do they think of you physically? We have the Queen of Swords, self-reliant and perspective. You come off as very professional. You may dress very, not plainly. I don't want to say you dress plainly. I feel like you may just dress very smart, and you can take that to mean however you feel it may mean. It could either mean that you dress like really well, like if you work in an office, you could dress very professionally. It could also mean that depending on what you're doing, you just dress for that. You don't dress for fashion too much. You may take a risk here and there, but at the end of the day, it's all about what's logical to wear in the situation that you're doing. So let's say, again, at the gym, you're going to be wearing things that make sense to wear at the gym. You may even splurge a little bit on certain brands that you feel work better than others, because it's all about utility here. Like what is the best shoe out there that's not going to leave you tired, that's really flexible and good for your feet. Same thing with purse. You would rather have a purse that meets all your needs than have a designer purse. Not saying that you're anti-designer here, because air signs, the ones I know, love designer clothing, but you would rather get something that actually works for you. Another way of seeing this, okay, I love Queen of Swords energy, and I'm saying this as somebody who gets accused of this, so I'm not hating here, pile 3, but some of you could have RBF because you have a very thoughtful expression, or you have a face that looks like it's always thinking, and thinking faces don't always look very pleasant, you know. They'll look a little puzzled or angry or confused. Like, I feel like you may have an expressive face that shows anything but joy or happiness. That would be more like a Queen of Wands or any other of the queens. So some of you could have a very, maybe even an emotionless face, because swords energy, air energy, can be a little bit on the unemotional side. So take that as it resonates, pile 3. But you do look like a queen, so you do look like someone who's very attractive regardless of all of that. Somebody who is worthy of being looked upon, which I don't like that saying, but that's what's coming through. Okay, so what do they think about you internally, your emotions, your personality, your mentality? I feel like you've already gotten a lot about that in the first section in the oracles. These two want to come out together. Oh, 3. Okay, whatever. 3. We have Wheel of Fortune, 3 of Pentacles, not surprised, and Spirit of Wands. The Spirit is the Knight of Wands. Okay. It's funny because I keep getting like this joyful energy for a lot of you. The Wheel of Fortune, people think you're lucky, or people may feel like you're really funny. Again, when people get to speak to you and they finally get to see you on a more personal level, they realize that you're actually really fun and funny. And I feel like you may even hide a little bit of that because you don't want to get taken advantage of, or you don't want to be seen as too approachable. Because when people see you as too approachable, then it's easy for them to like take advantage of you. The 3 of Pentacles, I think a lot of you know most of these people from the workspace, so maybe your crush is also in the workspace, or your community. By community, this could be like wherever you may drop off your kids, the schools, the neighborhood, etc. I feel like this is, you know, this person from somewhere that you intermingle together on a daily basis. And then the Knight of Wands is so interesting because you're very attractive. And I mean very attractive. I feel like you attract people, but again, there's this unapproachability to you that I think you put out at first, like on the outside, but on the inside, you're actually just like a really soft, wonderful, lovely person. But people wouldn't assume that of you because you just come off as very, again, very, very competent and you make people feel incompetent. Some of you might be Virgos as well. I'm getting strong Virgo or maybe even Libra energy here. But people find you very attractive. I feel like they love your personality as well. Once they get to know the real you, once they see the you that opens up to people, which isn't too many, which is fair. I do feel like you want to save your energy for those worthy of it here, pile 3. The next card is, how do they view you sensually? Which the Knight of Wands already kind of explains that. But also, a lot of you come off more youthful than you are. Like, even in your personality. Like, you may act a little bit younger, which is odd because it's also like you're competent. I feel like some of you could even just look younger than you are. Okay, so pile 3. We have the World. Jeez. Look, you look like somebody that if people were to get with you intimately, physically intimately, it would be good. It's almost like you look like someone who knows what you're doing. Because the World card can actually be the O card as well in tarot, which is so interesting. So you definitely give off the vibes of somebody who knows what they're doing in bed. Like, this is what people think of you. They'd be surprised if you didn't know what you were doing in bed. So some people could pick up on this subconsciously, or I'm sorry, your person. I keep talking about people. For a lot of you, I think you have many crushes, or maybe a lot of people have a crush on you, or your person could be talking to a lot of people about you. But your crush, they definitely see you as somebody that if they were to sleep with you, it'd be good. It'd be solid. Also, yes, your crush is very physically attracted to you. I think it's your personality that throws them off a little bit. Maybe they're not used to somebody like you. They also see you as unattainable with both the Wheel of Fortune and the World here. They would have to be like at your level, and I feel like they don't think they're at your level. The 4th card is going to be, will they make a move towards you? Will they say anything? Will they come through? We have the 9 of Swords. Nope, because they don't feel worthy. They do not feel worthy. The card says conflict and anguish. They definitely thought about it, but I think it's just what it's going to be. Like, they'll think about it. They definitely may fantasize about it, but they're not going to come through, pile 3. And I feel like that went without saying because of all the energy I was picking up on. And anything else you need to know about your crush? I'm kind of wondering, pile 3, is this crush that you have like on somebody who is like, for example, if we're talking about the workspace, is this somebody who's like below you and you're like either their boss or in a position of management or power? Even if they're not your direct employee, it could be like in another department. They may see you this way. Or this could be, again, if we're talking about the neighborhood, maybe you're somebody maybe you're a single parent or a single mom here, and this person, maybe they don't have kids, so they don't understand it. Like, there's a difference here. Something else coming through is because it feels like an imbalance of power somehow. All right, let's get the last card. We have the 6 of Swords, resolution, moving on. You will move on from this person. I feel like they're just like a little nice distraction. Even if you flirt with them, it's just a distraction. I don't think you will mean anything by it. Not only that, but you or this person could move on or move, like literally move physically somewhere else or be transferred. 10 of Pentacles, culmination, satisfaction. Because I'll be honest, this person just feels like they're not at your level and you're very accomplished. You do things really well. You would only make them feel like they're not doing anything right. Yeah, there's an imbalance here. It's cute, but I don't think it would work out in the long run. So I'm sorry, pile 3, but I just had to say it. So I'm here to give you honest readings and honest feelings. So let's get your last closing cards, closing advice. These can be loud. These my astro dice, so this is a warning to turn down the volume so it doesn't hurt your ears. We have Mars, we have Aries, and first house. Wow, strong Martian energy for sure. So because these are all interconnected, Aries is ruled by Mars, and the first house is ruled by Aries and Mars. So some of you could literally just be in Aries, or you could have Aries in the first house, which is what I have. Even though I have Pisces rising, like all of Aries is in my first house. So again, strong impressions, very bold, very type A energy is how your crush sees you. And maybe they're not into that, or maybe they're just like very intimidated by that. Especially if you're a woman. If you're a guy, I feel like they expect this from you, so it's not as big a deal. But if you're a woman, it's a bigger deal, especially depending on your culture or their background. Maybe they're not used to that. So your closing advice card, we have this one. Except you don't lack for anything. The whole world belongs to you. That was kind of an underlying message from the tarot, is that you can manifest anything. You could have anybody. You could have somebody way more advanced than this person, way more on your level. So don't feel bad if people below you somehow don't want you or aren't into you. That doesn't mean that you don't deserve love or that you're not worthy of it. It's just like, why would you ask for a 5-star meal at a freaking fast food restaurant? You know, you're not going to be served that there. I needed to say that to you, pile 3, because some of you, you're actually going for people below your what your standard should be, and I feel like you need to aim higher. But that is where I leave it, pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the flower, agate, and the cat tarot, then we have a reading here for you about what your crush thinks of you. We're going to be seeing how they view you, and then we're going to ask more specific questions with the tarot to see what they think of you, if they're going to make any moves, etc. So let's start off with the cards for you here, pile. The oracle cards here for you, pile 4. We have the Sun, Vitality, number 38. Back of the deck, we have Omniscience, Eye of Horus. Interesting. There's a lot of silence here. I don't know if this is you or your person, but there's a lot of like comfortable silence. We have Hell, Judgment. Why am I getting a little bit of Persephone energy with this card? I'm looking at how her hair is like blonde on this side, but black on this side. She's like alive on this side and then dead on this side. So maybe there's two sides to you. There could also be, it's strong Scorpio energy here. So this could, again, this could be you or your crush. Or maybe this is just how you are when you get with them. We have Melchizedek, Spiritual Development, Study, and Law of Attraction. And for this one, sorry, I hadn't put the deck back together from the last one. So, pile 4, how does your crush view you? We have Space. Yeah, this is what I was feeling. I was feeling like a little bit of a, I heard liminal space, so I don't know if that's relevant to you and your person, but it's almost like you create space for each other for some of you, whatever that may mean, because it's almost like you bring this energy to you. Like whatever you bring, it's either, I don't know how spiritual you and your crush are, but what I'm picking up on is that you bring whatever needs to be brought in order to, it's like you know what energy to bring to the situation. Like if you need to be really sunny and outgoing, you will be that. If you need to be more laid back and chill, you can also be that. They're kind of, it's weird. I'm picking up on their energy and they observe you a lot. It's kind of like they notice certain things about you. Not, I don't know if they say this or I don't know if they may say anything about it, but they understand like the intensity of your energy It is weird. I don't know if they're spiritual as well. Because with space, I feel like you make it a point to give each other a lot of space, whatever that may mean. I'm gonna get the rest of your oracles because this is such an interesting energy. It's very different from the previous pile, that's for sure. Even though you both got this card, very different energy. They may see different sides to you as well. Like maybe the person you are when you're alone with them is very different from the person you are around other people. I don't know if you see your crush in private, or maybe that's just the circumstances of how you end up seeing each other is like you tend to, maybe you work alone together a lot, and then when you hang out with other people or when you're working in bigger groups, it's different. So there is something about the one-on-one basis here that is very different from when you are in groups of people. I don't know if you're currently actually talking to this person, but it's very, oh, this energy is different. It's strong energy on their part too, by the way. Maybe this is part of the reason you're into them and you're kind of wanting to figure out what's going on there, pile 4. You have explore. Oh. We have simplify. We have wisdom. They definitely see you as very wise. And noise. Back of the deck, we have listen. And guide. Okay, so I'm kind of getting, you and your person may like to, this is strong 9th house energy, strong spiritual energy on both your parts. I feel like both you and your person really enjoy to, you like similar things. You like learning, you like exploring. Maybe you're both like outdoorsy nature people as well here. With simplify, I'm getting something more of like you like things to be simple. Maybe you come from backgrounds or you come from previous relationships where things were really complicated or people always insisted on keeping things complicated. So if there's one thing that you both seek, it's the simple pleasures in life. Also, all the silence that I was getting here, especially with noise, it's like you don't want to hear noise. You're not the kind of people who would fill the house with random noise just because you need it. It's like you find more simplicity in the silence, or maybe you actively seek that, especially if you go out in nature. It's like the silence you get from nature is different from the silence you get in an empty room, and I feel like there's almost something healing here. Your person could be clairaudient, like maybe they hear things, especially with the listen card, and maybe they could hear a lot about you if we're talking a little bit more literally, a little bit less spiritually, or they could hear a lot psychically. And I say this because I swear this happens to me all the time. I'll just be walking and suddenly I'll hear my name be called out and I'm like, who's saying my name? Who's saying something? I don't know if I'm hearing anybody or if but I'll just hear my name at random and it's kind of weird. And your person may have something similar here. So you and your person, I feel like this space here, they could be giving you a lot of space, or you could be giving them space, because it would be so easy for the both of you to almost meld together. Because that's another way I'm seeing this card, where it's like two people coming together into one. So you give each other a lot of space, because otherwise you would get wrapped up in each other's lives very easily. Why do I feel a hesitancy from them? Why do I feel like I don't know, the wisdom here, the listen, it's like, I'll be honest, I think there's a strong compatibility here on a spiritual level, and that's why the space is needed, because when you're compatible very spiritually, it's hard to set boundaries, because you will feel a lot of what the other person is feeling. You will understand a lot of what the other person needs to have understood. But I think this is, for a lot of you, this may go both ways, or maybe it only goes one way. Like maybe it's more you understanding them than them understanding you. Interestingly, we have the numbers 34 and 38. There could be a year difference of 4. Also 23. Or maybe you're both 23, something along those lines. But what's really interesting is, gosh, I don't know how to put this energy into words. What do they think of you? They know you're magical. It's not even do they think, they know you're magical, pile 4. And that's kind of what both scares and like intrigues them, but they don't want to be intrigued. There's a hesitancy from them for sure. So it's like they'd rather watch you from afar and observe. What's underneath this one? Independence, yeah. So they do recognize your independence. Maybe they want to be independent. And there's the love card. Not surprised. It's like, oh, I'm hearing Selena's I could fall. Leap. Or I could leap. Okay. You know when you see a trail or a mountain and you're like, I have to go up all of that. But it excites you instead. Like, then you will know the kind of person you are with this imagery. Like when you see a tall mountain, you're like, oh, that's going to be so amazing. Or I don't think I'm ready for that. That's what I'm getting from this person. I'm getting like the in-between, whatever the feeling of in between those two feelings are, that's what I'm seeing from them. Or maybe both at once. Because there's a duality here on how they view you. And I was not expecting your crush to be this complicated, pile 4. But I feel like if you already kind of felt this energy from them, that's why you're here. Because a lot of you will be very spiritually out there. So it's no surprise that you're also attracted to people who are spiritually up there. So let's go ahead and move on to the tarot. I'm very curious about this one. Pile 4. So how does your crush view you physically? How do they view you on a physical level? What do they think of you physically? 5 of Pentacles. You know what's weird? You may think that you lack something. You may think that you're not attractive. Reverse, no. Whatever you think of your body, face, etc., I think they find you very attractive. Very attractive. It's kind of like whatever your worst quality is, they're actually into that somehow. And I think you may not believe it. You may have to hear it from them. I don't know if you ever will though, which is really interesting. So it's like, let's say you hate your, I don't know, maybe you have really thick legs and you hate them, but this person just happens to be into really thick legs, you know, because it looks very shapely and nice on you. That's what I'm hearing. Or I'm hearing this person doesn't have a physical type. This person doesn't have a physical type, so whatever you look like is fine to them. Like that doesn't bother them. They're very much, they care about the inside more than anything. Aw. I like this person's energy. Okay, let's get internally. What do they think of you, your personality, your mentality? Oh, okay, that one fell. Queen of Pentacles. You're very comforting. When they speak to you, when they get around you, you're very comforting. Also very grounding. You make them feel good about themselves. The way that... Why am I hearing the way a massage therapist would? Why is that, Pile 4? There's something very comforting. It's like you're a nice warm bath after a long day, after like a day of being very physically active, or you're like a warm cozy blanket. They find you very comforting and they adore this about you. I feel like, yeah, they do like you. Strong earth energy here as well. So either you or your person, or the both of you, could be Taurus, especially Taurus with the Queen of Pentacles, Virgo or Capricorn. How do they view you sensually? This person is very simple. Like every question I've asked so far has been very direct and to the point. This person does not mince words when it comes to things like what they're into romantically. They don't want to complicate it. So sensually, ooh. Can I get clarification on this? Your person has, if it's not intimacy issues, it could be, I mean, there's several ways I could pick up on this. Okay, so one way This person could literally be practicing abstinence. Like maybe that's something they want to practice. Like they only want to be with be physically intimate with the person that they want to marry. So that's going to be a few of you. That's not going to be all of you, but I am picking up on that. Another way of seeing this is that they could have issues with their intimacy for whatever reason. Maybe it's literal medical issues. Maybe they've had issues like, you know, with the hips or anything down there. And the last way of seeing this is that they might be traumatized a little bit by a previous sensual relationship. I feel like they've gotten over it, so they may not even be thinking of you in that way. Not because you're not physically attractive, but because they've got other things going on down there that, should this become like a relationship, you would have to work through. I'm pretty sure they would work through it if this is something that they're looking for. But when it comes to how they view you sensually, they do wonder if you would want children. They do wonder if you would also want a family. Very traditionalist kind of mindset for this person, not gonna lie. They also wonder if you would put up with their issues if they have any. Because like I said, this person's got some, they've got some interesting things going on down there. But let's go ahead and get your next question, which is, will they make a move? Will they say anything? Oh God. Like half the deck wanted to come out. We have 5 of Wands. They don't know because it's like if they say anything, it's going to become something. If they make a move, it's going to be a whole thing. This person, it's not baggage, but like being with this person would almost be like a lifestyle change for some of you, or like they would expect you to do certain things. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing like a very intense rainbow. Why is that? And that makes me think of the 10 of Cups in tarot. But for some of you, this could be LGBTQ reasons as well. I'm going to get clarification on this because the 5 of Wands, it's like they don't want to start something that they can't finish. You know, I feel like this person doesn't want to take a chance on somebody if they know it's not going to be forever. Your person's energy, I just want to give them such a hug because they're so sweet, but they're also very sensitive. Like, oh my goodness, I wanted to cry like 3 times already in this energy just because of what I'm picking up on. I don't know what your person has been through, what your crush has been through, pile 4, but like I want to give them a hug and tell them it's going to be okay. And also I would want to set them up with you if they'd be okay with that. But for some of you, I do feel like this person will eventually come through because I do feel like they have intense feelings for you, or that at the very least they find you very comforting. They find you to be like a safe space for them. But 5 of Wands is also letting you know that being with this person would be a whole game changer. Like it's a whole thing. I don't know what that means, but that's what I'm hearing. Like they would probably want commitment, and right off the bat, depending on what it is that you're also seeking here, pile 4. Last card, anything else you need to know about this person? Anything else? No hate to your person. I think they may overcomplicate certain things. And that's one of the reasons they really like you, is because you make things simple. Where they overthink things, you may make things very simple for them. And it's like, I guess I was overthinking it. We have 7 of Pentacles. Clarification on the 7 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles. Back of the deck, 7 of Swords. So your person may be lacking in either ambition, or maybe they have some financial issues going on. 7 of Swords, they will be honest about it though. 5 of Swords. Empress. And that's one thing that's gonna get them, is like they want to be able to provide financially for you. They want to be able to do things for you. But if that's a deal breaker, they understand, because right now they're not in great financial standing, is what I'm hearing. But they'll be very honest about it, because I feel like they would want to be honest about things like this. Because on an emotional, spiritual level, I feel like you both would actually get along fine. But when it comes to like the more mundane things, the everyday human things, it might be a little bit more difficult. So this person would require a lot of like getting used to. But I do feel like if you're willing to be in a connection with them, they would also want to be in one with you, because I get a lot of comfort from this, and that's very important to them. Your person could be a Taurus or have strong earth placements. If not Taurus, then Capricorn. I feel like that's the only other earth sign who really cares about comfort. Virgo's 50-50. But with that said, let's get your closing advice for my pile 4. I'm gonna roll my astro dice, and my astro dice are a little bit loud, so this is my warning to you to turn down the volume if you got buds in or something. Pile 4. You have the 4th house. Not surprised, that's a big comfort kind of house. You have no, this is, oh, Venus. Is it? Yeah, Venus. And oh, I got the wrong dice. Where's my, but we have Mars and Venus, so, and Scorpio. Oh, okay. This person, I mean, they could have Scorpio in the 4th house, or they could be a Scorpio themselves. Again, there's an intensity to them. Venus and Mars, there's actually a lot of sensual compatibility here that I think didn't want to come through in the tarot, because that's not as important as like the more logistics of it. Again, if there's like something going on down there that they need to address, they may address that. Especially if this person may have like a sort of disability, like if they're in a wheelchair, you may wonder how that may work out, or they may wonder if that would bother you more than anything, which is very sweet of them. That's what I'm picking up on. But yes, you're very compatible. I feel like there's an ease to this, and there's something unique about this because you're compatible here. But at the same time, for some of you, this would have to be end game for them. Like they wouldn't want to be dating anybody else. And it's not that they don't, I don't know, this person, they may have certain ideas of how relationships should go. Okay, so pile 4. We have this card. That was then, this is now. Let go of last year, last week, and yesterday, and live in the moment. So there's something about living in the moment, living in the present tense, in the now, that is important here for you, pile 4. And I think that's in general. It could even be with this person. If you do have any sort of history, I doubt it's romantic history, but just in case it is, I feel like you have to let go of the past and focus on what is going on with them right now, because there could be something lovely here. The 4th house is also making me think of moving in together or family, so that's really of importance here as well. But this is where I leave it, pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 5. If you chose the clear quartz crystal tower, then we have your reading here for you about your crush. We're going to see what your crush thinks of you with the oracles, and then we're going to ask more specifically how they view you, or if they're going to make a move. So let's start with your oracles, pile 5, to see what your crush thinks of you. For some of you, your crush could be a bit of a go-getter, because I tapped into this energy and suddenly I got a big burst of energy. We have Ame no Ozume, movement. Yeah, they're going to move. They're going to move quickly. Like once they decide that they want something, they move quickly in on it. Like whatever it is that they want. Also, back at the deck, we have endurance, just in case that means anything to anyone. So pile 5. What does your crush think of you? They may also like the way you move, because now I'm hearing that song by Outkast. I like the way you move. We have balance scales, number 29. I think this person knows that they come on strong sometimes, so they may try to balance things out, or they may try to pace themselves. It's like, you know, when you get an instant reaction to something and you're like, oh, wait, I gotta do this and this first. It's like when you walk into a store and you see something that you know you've been wanting right away, and it's like, oh my gosh, look at that thing. But you're like, wait, I gotta go get all the things on the list first, and then I'll look at that. That's what I'm seeing. So interesting energy here. We have rejection. For some of you, not all of you. You may have already rejected this person in some way, shape, or form, but I feel like they're not gonna give up. And I'm not saying that if you really don't like this person, that you're going to be with them. This is more like somebody that maybe at first you were like, no, I'm good. But the more you got to know them, the more you started liking them. Again, there's a reason they're your crush here, right? Another way of seeing this is that they could fear rejection, or maybe they're just really used to rejection here. Because like I said, this person feels a little impulsive. Their energy, great energy, lots of energy, but just a little bit on the impulsive side. So pile 5. We have Mary Magdalene, number 19, Divine Feminine Devotion, Sacred Sensuality, and number 9, Archangel Jophiel, Joy, Radiance, and Inspiration. This person's very attracted to you. They don't get discouraged easily either. So it's like maybe the first time you met them, they asked you out and you were like, no, but they kind of understood why you would say no if it was like the very first time you met them. So they're like, oh, okay. But like, then they came back a few months later after you got to know them, and it's like, hey, you wanna try this again, and maybe now you're okay with it because they find you like really attractive, especially if you do identify as feminine, or if you're a woman, they love that divine feminine energy. They get really happy around you. I'm getting like this energy of being really joyful around you. I mean, their energy feels very joyful as well, but it's like when they know that you're going to be coming around, they get really excited. So pile 5. This person feels like an Aries. Maybe a Libra, but I'm getting strong Aries from this person, just from the Aries people I know. Okay, pile 5, we have Magic. We have Surrender. We have Journey. You know what I'm getting? From Brooklyn Nine-Nine. What's his name? The main dude and the girl, Amy. I remember her name was Amy. I forgot his name. Because they call him by his last name, I think. And Simplify. That's the kind of dynamic I'm getting, where like this person, maybe they're even a little bit funny, maybe they just kind of like to be the center of attention. Their energy comes off as very a little bit of class clown, but I also feel like they have a lot, and I mean they do have a lot of energy. They may have a hard time relaxing. They may come off more youthful than they are. Also, the number 9 came through 3 times, because we have 29, 19, and 9. So if they could be a life path 9, which makes sense because the people I've been with that are life path 9s, they're kind of the life of the party. They kind of like to be surrounded by their friends, by their social group. They could make friends really easily. But you could be, maybe there's an age gap of 10 years. It does not have to be if that's not what you're into. Or maybe you've known this person from the time you were 19 to 29. Also, age gap of 9 years. Again, take that only if it resonates, or maybe you've known them for 9 years. But for a lot of you, this person, they are aware that they can come off strong. They are aware that they can be too much. They've probably been told this their whole lives. So when it comes to love and romance, they know they have to scale it back. But at the same time, they can't help themselves. When they like somebody, when they like what they see, they kind of go after it right away. So it's kind of like they have to balance that out between like delayed gratification and instant gratification. Sometimes I think they do give in, but with you, it's very strong golden retriever energy from this person as well. With Magic, Surrender, Journey, and Simplify, I feel like there's something about your energy that's gonna, should this become a thing, you're gonna mellow them out. You're gonna have to mellow them out, or they could mellow out with time, especially if they are on the younger side. I feel like you and this person, they are aware of your magic. With Divine Feminine, I feel like they really do believe in all the spiritual stuff. Like, they don't question it, they don't judge it. I just think that they think it's cool. They like it, especially if you're into it, they like it. If you look like a witchy spiritual type, they think that's really cool. But like, I'm not saying that they're not 100% on board with it. It's more like they are they're open to it. So that's what I'm getting. With surrender, like I said, you're going to end up surrendering to this at some point, at the very least for a date, because I feel like they're very eager to get to know you, or to, like, at the very least have a chance with you is what I'm getting. Very cute energy from your person. Like, I need you to understand, if you're here, it's because you have a crush on this person. And again, rejection, I feel like one or the both of you rejected each other in the beginning, because the dynamic I'm getting is that couple from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Oh my God, what's his name? Is it Andy Samberg's character? That main dude and the girl he ends up with, because he's very funny, but he's also a lot. And then they get together and he mellows out. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting a similar energy here for the both of you. If this doesn't sound like your crush, you can move on to another pile 5, but that's what I'm getting for a lot of you. So, like, you would know if this is your person or not. The personality is too strong. So let's move on to the tarot you chose. This is the Adventure Tarot, which I feel like is appropriate for this. You know what? With the number 9 coming out, I'm thinking of 9th house energy, which is travel, which is adventures, if you want to look at it that way. It's also spirituality. Your person is giving strong fire energy, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Yeah, this person, when they saw you, they knew exactly what they wanted. And it was you. So, pile 5. What does this person think of you physically? If this isn't a crush and you're just here to figure out what this person thinks of you, that would make a lot of sense. So, pile 1, we have the Lovers reversed. Yeah, like I said, it's like they knew right away, physically looking at you, that you were what they wanted. It had nothing to do with what you looked like. And more to do with your energy and maybe even your personality. Maybe they overheard you say like a really interesting conversation, or the way you were moving. This person goes off of they do things based off of feeling or based off energy. Like, they don't question things at base level. They just do. Like, if something feels right, they go towards that. So when they met you, when they saw you, they were like, that's my person. I like that person. I want to get to know that person. The fact that it's reversed, again, there was a rejection at first. Or maybe they came on too strong and you're like, sorry, no. Which I understand. If you're the kind of person who doesn't want to date someone when you just meet them, that's totally fair. And I feel like this person understands that as well. But whatever you are physically, they're into. Doesn't matter what you look like, they're into you. They like that. They like what they see. Internally, what do they think of you? Pile 5. This would be your personality. This would be your mentality. How do they view you? We have the 5 of Pentacles. You keep to yourself. They know that you keep your energy, your personality reserved for those people who are worthy of it. And that's fair. This is you setting boundaries. Like, they understand it. They wish that they could have you like all the time, like your personality, like they want to see that side of you all the time. But I feel like they understand that they have to work for it, or that you reserve your energy for certain people. Maybe they've seen you like only speak to a few people. You may only have a few friends. And again, they respect that. Can I get clarification? Like, once they do see your personality, what your internal workings, what will they think of it? I have a hard time believing this wouldn't happen, by the way, because you came here for a crush reading. We have, the 8 of Cups, that you open up emotionally very slowly, at least according to them, at least according to this person. And again, they understand it. This person, by the way, very emotionally mature. I know it may not feel that way, but I feel like they've had enough life experience to understand that they come on strong for most people. They know they can be a lot. I feel like people have told them this before, like everybody and their mother has told them this before. So they understand that they are the kind of person that takes some getting used to. And because of that, they also have patience for other people. How do they think of you sensually? What is the sex appeal you have for this person? We have the Scout of Cups is the well, let me make sure that I'm reading this right, because this deck has different court cards. So this is the Page of Cups. when it comes to sensuality, they prefer something emotional. So if you come off as very sweet, very sensitive, very tender, they're going to adore that. I'm getting very specific. This is so specific. They could have Venus or Mars in a water sign, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I feel like this person, they prefer somebody who's really, I'm hearing tender in bed, and maybe this is how you come off. I don't think you've been with this person physically intimately before, but this is what they would expect. Also, if you're slightly younger or look innocent, they like that because they like the sweetness. They don't want anything intimidating. So this person would rather go for like a soft femme or soft, whatever the masculine version of that is. They'd rather go for the soft energy than the more intense energy. Like a bombshell isn't going to do it for them because that's too much for them. They prefer somebody more on the sweet side. So that if you give off that energy, which for a lot of you, I feel like you do, they're really into that. Some of you could be Pisces because I keep hearing Pisces over and over again. So maybe some of you have this. And Pisces, regardless of their age, always give off like this girlish innocence or boyish innocence. Again, regardless of their age and regardless of their experience as well. So that's really interesting. So yeah, oh geez, for some of you, you may come off inexperienced, but I don't think you are. But this is how they see you, and that's like you feel like a safe but sweet option. I hope that makes sense, by the way. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. They really do. Okay, Vice is coming through strongly. They really, if you're a girl, if you're a woman, or if you're feminine, they love that girlish energy. Especially if this is a guy that I don't think they're used to that, and they think that's really cute, sweet, and like their thing. Like that's what they're into because they aren't that thing. If this is a woman, same thing. They may like a more boy next door kind of look, or if you're a girl, again, girlish looks. I don't know, there's something interesting, very in contrast to their energy. The next question is going to be, will they come forward? Will they make a move? My head is nodding yes, but let's see more specifically. Three of Wands. Yeah, they're looking for the proper opportunity. Oh, this person, they might decide to hang out with like a group of friends or a group of people and invite you, and that's how they kind of, I don't want to say they trick you into it, but it's kind of like, well, since they're already here, do you want to do this? Because they want to make you feel at ease. Like, it's not that they're trying to trick you. It's like if the only way they can hang out with you is to hang out with other people as well, they'll do that just to make you feel comfortable. So I don't want you to get it twisted here, Pile 5. It's not that they want to trick you. It's just like they want you to be comfortable. So you may even hang out with like a group of friends, or if you have friends in common, or maybe at the company function, at the family function. My throat is getting so dry as I say this. But yeah, I feel like they are going to make a move. Like I'm getting a big yes, but they're going to want to do it in a group setting first because, like I said, this person knows that they can be a lot. And if one-on-one time with you is too much, then they want to get to know you in a group setting. So anything else you need to know about this person? Anything else you need to know? Well, this person likes you. We have the 8 of Pentacles. This person is okay with the long game. Like, this person will wait it out. It's like, look, what I'm hearing from this person is like, look, I know they know that it can take some getting used to them, but when they really like you, they'll like, I'm hearing they might even change some of their ways for you. I don't know, Pile 5. I guess it depends on what you're into. If you like an intense person, then this is them. If not, I feel like kindly rejecting them would also help. This person's energy is very intense. They're very much in your face. And if you're more on the introverted side, this person's definitely extroverted. You can't tell me they're not. But if you're more on the introverted side, I feel like maybe you may like this, maybe you may not. Back of the deck, we have the Sun. Strong Leo energy. There it is. Sagittarius energy. Chariot is Cancer. But yeah, so they could be a Leo with like a Venus in Cancer. Or they could be a Gemini with Leo placements. But yeah, this is what I have. I feel like they really want to get to know you in a group setting. So for your closing advice, I'm going to roll some astro dice. Let me make sure I have all of them. And these can get loud, so go ahead and lower your volume. The way that one just, what's the word? It kept going round and round until it finally stopped. This is the north node or south node. I forget which node is which, but nodes in general are very much like fated connections. It's your fate, whether it's like past life or future life. There's something fated about this connection. I do believe that. We have Aquarius energy here. Not surprised this energy can come off as Aquarius, especially if this is a woman. I feel like Aquarius women tend to be a lot more extroverted or have like very sunny dispositions. But this person, strong Aquarius energy. The 4th house is the house of family, home. This person could be ready to settle down, and maybe this is why they're trying really hard with you. This person could have Aquarius in the 4th house, which would make them a Scorpio rising, possibly. Or even a, what's the other one? I forget how the houses sometimes go. This person could have south or north node in the 4th house as well. This person could have a public presence, by the way. I feel like this person will naturally have a public presence because of how their personality is. Because it was coming through very strongly in this entire reading. So maybe this person is somebody who's actually in the public eye, and that's kind of why you rejected it at first. And you're like, I don't think I want that. But the more you got to know them, it's like, okay, I like this person. Okay, so we have this card. Pay close attention to your patterns and let go of those that are merely reactions to life. So I feel like you could be letting go of certain patterns. Maybe you feel like you judge this person prematurely. So I feel like, yeah, this will end up being something. At the very least, a few dates to see where it goes. And from there, well, that's up to you, pile 5. But this is where I leave it. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care.